What's going on, everyone? ODC here, and I'm back with another action figure review. Today's review, we're going to take a look at the Mythic Legion's Advent of Decay 2.0. This is KNUBNIK. He is the hired gun, the hired assassin for the big bads, which are the clan of Aether, or Aether, one of those two. Sorry, I'm like almost losing my voice today, but I think I'm actually starting to get sick, which is not fun. But I am back. Human Mechanism, what's up, man? Here's the packaging for KNUBNIK. He is rather on the small side. He is a goblin. Like I said, he's a hired gun that works for the King Noglin. He is the king of all the goblins, and he looks pretty cool. He does come with pretty much everything you see here. He also comes with the back accessories, or the back ported adapters for wings and stuff like that. He comes with 3 of them. Andy, what's up? But Yoda, I know, right? Evil Yoda. Sith Lord Yoda right there. But he also comes with an extra head, which you see right here. When we saw this head, it's kind of similar, but it is grossly different. Actually, from this head, it is different from this head. So there is variation there, which is much welcomed. As you can see, let me give you a little comparison of the 2 heads, so there's no confusion here. The heads are, as you can see, different. So if you have an extra Legion builder, and you want to use this specific head for him, you could always go ahead and use this head for another Legion builder if you wanted to. So there's that option for you. What else? He's on the same body as this Legion builder. It's the exact same body, so there's no variation in that. Even the shoulder armor is the same. The only thing that's really different on him is this little, as I knock him over, is this little piece right here around his crotchal region. That's obviously different than that, as you can see. But other than that, he's pretty much the same except for the crotch piece, or the belt piece, and the head. The rest of the body is pretty much the same as far as I can see here. The boots are the same. Everything else is pretty much the same. Just different paint applications going throughout. The collar piece is just painted different. It's all black right here, where it's all painted in. He's got some bone right there painted on, and then he's got a different shade of gray there. It's like a flaky, flaky metallic, where this is like a darker metallic. So pretty cool. I am definitely losing my voice. Most definitely. I didn't really even do anything today. I kind of sat home and watched old wrestling pay-per-views all day. That's pretty much was my Sunday. I watched the Bills lose, and then I watched lose horribly, by the way. And then I pretty much watched wrestling pay-per-views after they were getting blown out. But anyway, I digress, because that has nothing to do with what we're talking about here. Here is KNUBNIK's little read-up. I gave you a quick little plot synopsis as to what he is all about. He is a very effective assassin, and that's why I guess he goes to the highest bidder, which is King Noglin, which will be a review coming up sooner than rather later. Next review, I'll actually give you a little hint. It's probably one of my favorites, and he's rather short. I'll just leave that out there. He might be my favorite one in this entire wave, but I digress. Anyway, we're talking about KNUBNIK here, because this is a review about him. So there's a little read-up. You can pause it and read it. I left it a little bit... I left it up there a little bit longer just for my live viewers. And then there is the clan symbol for... I usually just call it Gorgo's clan, but it's really Arthier or Aether, something like that. Here's the back of the packaging card. I'm just going to show that again just in case anyone's curious. There you go. Card artwork looks really nice with this 2.0 wave. But bringing in KNUBNIK here, he is pretty awesome. He's all geared up here. Got him everything that he comes with, except for those back adapters, like I said, that I was alluding to earlier. He doesn't. I don't really need the back adapters for him. I'm probably not going to give him wings. The only wings I really have are the ones that came with the 2 deluxe figures. So I don't really have any other wings. I do have. I guess I'll just digress on that. I do have another bird, but I'm not going to take the wings off of that. He looks too cool. So. But here we go. The spike on his head is removable. He does come with this mace, which is pretty cool. Oops. The Hulk. Yeah, it would be a really small Hulk if this was the Hulk. This would be like the Hulk's like grandson. I feel like he's like super tiny. I'll show you another size comparison in a second, just so you get the drift of how short he actually is. But here's the mace right here. It is nicely painted with a wood color, a brown wood color, and then we've got some silver paint right here, and then some charcoal gray paint right here, which is consistent throughout the rest of his armor, which is pretty nice. He also comes with this short little dagger right here, which is pretty cool. I think that's fitting for an assassin to have. He's going to need some sort of close range weapon. Then he has this little axe right here. It's kind of a very orcish looking axe, but I think it fits the bill for a goblin. Looks pretty cool. It's the same axe that we've seen in prior waves. I want to say the 1.75 wave it came out with that. I'm pretty sure. And then I think some of the All-Stars it's coming out in too. So pretty cool. Might have been featured in Wave 1. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I just thought I might point out that it was in previous waves before. All of the paint apps on the face look really good. There is some black paint shading going throughout the cheeks of him. He's got these like greenish yellow eyes, kind of. The ears have black paint shading going throughout to give that little bit of shadowing effect for the head, which looks really good. The bone protrusions are painted nicely. Nice bone color, obviously. A little beige or tan or whatever you want to call it. And then the head, like I said, the head is like a shiny metallic, like charcoal color. It's pretty consistent throughout most of these goblins. They have like a charcoalish color, whether it's dark or a little bit lighter or a little bit shiny or metallic, but it really bounces the light off the top of that helmet nicely. The shoulder pad, the shoulder armor, excuse me, is the same as the Legion builder I showed you. There's just a little bit of paint apps right here, a little bit of silver paint apps on the studs sticking out, which is pretty cool. It is a different paint color from the Legion builder. It's a little bit lighter of a charcoal gray. The armor is pretty consistent throughout. We have some kind of silver studs going throughout the arm right here. And then as far as the armor pads, kind of, we got these like sharp protrusions coming out, and then the gauntlets have the same thing. Same thing on the other side. We have this little like cod piece or crotch piece right here. I just like to call it the belt, really. But it looks really nice. It's nice that we got some variation. We didn't just get the exact same body as the Legion builder. There's a little bit of variation here, so you know that this is KNUBNIK, not just a no-name character with just a different head and different paint apps. So that's pretty cool. Nice little variation there. I like the gold with the purple. That is a purple color right there. That looks really good with the gold studs on each side. The brown for the little fur going around. And it does continue all the way around to the back side, which is really cool. A little bit of gold on the back of the what's supposed to be chainmail going throughout the underneath of his armor. The buckles are painted a nice silver. We've got some a little bit of paint shading going. It's like a muddy paint shading going throughout the body, which is pretty cool looking. I like that a lot. And there's the feet. Look pretty cool. So nice bone color for the axe as well. Really like this wrapping going on here, and the blade, how jagged it is, and almost looks kind of like a dull blade, but it looks like it's been through a bunch of battles, you know. So that's pretty cool, and I'll take his head off really quick and show you. Hopefully I don't have to heat this head up. I can just kind of take it off without the neck peg coming out with it. Let's attempt to do that. There we go. It worked. Can't believe it. But so if you wanted to have Knubnik without his helmet on, you can go that route. So there he is with the unmasked head. Let me fix his hand there. It looks ridiculous. There's the head with no helmet on. I still kind of prefer him with the helmet on. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. To each their own. If you like it with the helmet off, I think it works either way, you know. Yeah, Derek, the weapon looks really good. All the weapons look pretty good for him. I think it's a nice meld or a nice. I'm searching for the word here. It's a nice flow for what he's given. The mace is rather large for him. He's definitely going to have to two-hand this mace, but it looks pretty good. Amalgam, yes. But there is some black paint shading going throughout the ears, consistent with the masked or the helmeted head, excuse me, under the cheekbones or on the cheekbones, underneath the eyes, the yellowish greenish eyes, and then we've got black paint shading going throughout the ears and whatnot. Looks pretty good though. Everything looks pretty solid, consistent. I don't really have any issues with this figure at all as far as loose joints go. He's ready and raring to go. I mean. So no issue there. I'll give you one last really close look of the head. Then I'll move on. Actually, you know what? I'll go through articulation with his helmet off. He's obviously going to be a little bit more hindered with the helmeted portion on. I did notice this just now. His wrist is a little bit loose right here. It's not to the point where it's falling off because they kind of fixed the new peg joints, but it does kind of flop and wobble a little bit too loose for my liking, especially for a new figure. And both sides seem like they want to do that. They're kind of jiggly. So that's something to point out, at least on mine. But I have to point it out. The head can swivel, full 360 rotation with the pads on, and I just snapped his neck and now he's dead. The head can look up about that far, and then he looks down, and then it can pivot side to side, so that's pretty good. Let's see if he's got some job turkeys. Oh, we got a little job turkey. Little job turkey right there. That's it. He's obviously going to have a full 360 rotation without the pads on, but it's a little bit hindered right here, but they are pliable and they are pegged into the back, so you can get his arm still all the way up if you need to, and back, so that's good. And then a single bend at the elbow, about a little bit less, it's a little bit, about 90 degrees. Swivel at the elbow, and then he has a swivel at the gauntlet, swivel at the wrist, a hinge joint at the wrist. There it is, going in, back and forth. And then we have a diaphragm joint here. Now, bear with me here because I'm reaching over and he's got a teeny little body. So he does have a diaphragm joint right there, which does swivel. It does pivot side to side. It can crunch forward and back. So that's pretty good range of motion for such a smaller body, you know. And then he does have a waist swivel right there. And then he's got his T-jointed hips, which, bear with me here, he is fresh out of the package. So I'm trying to get his hinge joint all the way up. There you go. That's about maxed out right there. And it pops back into place. There's kind of like a little bit of a pop when you put the leg up and down. It seems like there's a two-stage popping mechanism that goes with the leg joint here. Upper thigh swivel, which is hidden beautifully by the armor, let me just say. Single jointed knee. There we go. Great. Good pretty good range of motion for such a teeny little leg. Pretty impressed with that, actually. And it goes the same with the Legion Builder as well. There's same range of motion there with that guy as well. So he does have a swivel at the knee as well, a swivel at the ankle, full 360, and then he can put his ankle, he can point the heel, and he can point the toe, and then ankle pivot and 2 peg holes at the bottom of his feet. I definitely suggest if you get this guy out of package brand new that you use a little bit of heat on all of these. Obviously, if the joint is loose, try to take it easy on the joint, because it's probably, you know, if it's already loose, you don't want to make it more loose and then make it worse, and then the thing pops off or snaps off, something like that. So I always suggest using heat. I just think it's the easier route to go. Let me get his head off. Then I'll put his, come on, there we go. Again, with the heads, like I said, I'm kind of risking it here due to the review, trying to kind of get through the review. But I suggest you use some heat with the head too, trying to pop it off. And if it does, the head does pop off with the neck, not to worry. It's not a big deal. Your figure's not broken. These are modular. So you simply just have to use a little bit of heat with the neck joint, and then it'll pop right off. Like, it's not a big deal at all. It's not going to melt your paint. I would just not hold it too long in front of the heat. Just kind of wave it back and forth a couple times for maybe about 5-6 seconds, and then pop it back. You can be able to, talking too fast. You'll be able to pop the head off. There we go. Gotta slow down sometimes when I'm talking. Trying to get too much information out at once. But there is KNUBNIK, and we'll do some size comparisons now. Let me just back him up all the way up to my review station here. And as far as my little companion, or my fellow companion here, so Sir Gideon Heavensbrand. Oh, Sir Gideon. Oh, there you go. And the turkey is loose. That's right. Gobble, gobble. There's Sir Gideon Heavensbrand. There you go. Okay. So there's the regular buck from the first wave, or body mold. And then here we have Borear, which I've already reviewed. As you can see, he's smaller than Borear. This is definitely the smallest body in the entire Mythic Legions collection. I know, he should be my channel mascot. I'm starting to think that maybe he should. Sir Gideon Heavensbrand, welcome everyone to Odyssey's Reviews, with Sir Gideon Heavensbrand as his announcer. Yes, this is his voice. This is how Sir Gideon talks. Okay, anyway, enough of that. So there's Borear, there's Sir Gideon, and then we'll do the Vampire Knight next to him. There you go, and he's, Sir Gideon's still the tallest and largest of the three. And then keeping everything going that we did yesterday, we'll go with a Motu Classic, which the Motu Classic is actually a hair taller than him without all of his head attachments. If you were to go head to head with him, back to back, just up to the where the end of the head is, as you can see, his head is at a different length than him. So a Motu Classic is a little bit taller, but I think they're around the same. You can fit them right in. There's no big deal there at all. So there's a Motu Classic. What else could I do? I should probably get a Marvel Legend, right? Because everybody wants to know if the Marvel Legend fits. All right, we'll grab the Bucky Cat body mold. How's that? And then we'll grab... Yeah, we'll do that. There we go. There's Multiple Man. He's the Bucky Cat body mold. So there you go with that little comparison. And keeping within the X-Men theme. There you go, Multiple Man. Now you got the Hyperion body mold. There you go. Obviously, he is a little bit taller than, I want to say a little bit taller than Gideon. Sargideon's a little bit shorter, but not too short. So, pretty cool. There you are, sir. Take 5. And that's pretty much it for size comparisons. So let's get Nubnik back up here. We'll get him into a little, oh yeah, this, there we go. That was not looking good. There we go. There we go. When you do have him holding his mace, at least with mine, I'm probably going to have him two-handed due to a little bit of the loose wrist joints. I mean, obviously, nothing a little floor polish can't fix. But I suggest if you do have loose joints on a new figure, you probably use the Pledge floor polish. That always helps it. And you want to use just a little bit. Don't use a lot. Just a little bit. You want to put it on top of the joint where it doesn't, you don't want to dip it. You don't want to do any of that. You want to take it, maybe even a Q-tip, dip it into the Pledge floor polish, and then kind of brush it on like a little bit, like a little paint stroke. That's all you really need. That and around the joint. That'll tighten it right up. Super glue, Anthony, I know super glue does work, but the floor polish doesn't leave a white residue. Super glue always leaves a white residue, and it's just not. I'm not a fan of using super glue. It's just a personal preference thing. If you use super glue, some people do use super glue or hot glue. Any of the three will work. But with super glue, you got to work the joint a little bit more than you would hot glue or and hot glue eventually dissolves where the floor polish stays. I still think the Pledge floor polish works best. So, but to each their own. Or you're just, but super glue does work. I mean, people have used it before. So, I remember before the floor polish thing was a thing. I was using super glue on joints, and it would always leave like white around the wrist and the ankle pivots or ankle joints. And I was like, oh god. And then I got to like scrape it off lightly with an X-Acto knife. But yeah, so there is Nubnik. He's pretty awesome. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments what you think of Nubnik here. He looks pretty awesome. He is the hired gun. He is a hired assassin. Pretty awesome looking. I'm really hoping that, Gorilla Glue, or you could use Loctite. Articulation is everything. I agree. I'm really looking forward to maybe another issue for the comic book series. I'm actually, now that we've got all of these characters, I want to start seeing more stories too. The first comic was a nice little teaser, but I would like at least one or two more, maybe a graphic novel of these characters to kind of fit them in and, see these big epic battles with these characters that we're collecting and stuff like that. Comic, Derek, yeah. It came out after Wave 1 came out. Anthony, his name is Nubnik, and he's a hired assassin for King Noglin, which I'll be reviewing down the line, But King Noglin was a part of this wave also, and he's the king of all the goblins. So this is kind of like his hired goblin assassin. And it says on this card art that he's very effective and he's got a sixth sense of humor. So it's pretty cool. So probably while he's killing people, he's cracking jokes and stuff like that are probably inappropriate for murdering someone, But that's his little backstory. It's pretty cool. It's like the smallest version of his backstory, which his backstory is not really that long, to be honest with you. I would say that Gracia, the Slitherer, had a little bit longer of a read-up, but yeah, he has an awesome looking crown. That crown's not removable, by the way. I took him out of package today, and I was kind of playing around with him for a little bit. So. You love this sixth sense of humor? That's funny. But yeah, that's pretty much it for Nubnik. I think I'm at about the 25-minute area, so I think I'm going to keep it there. I know it's kind of short, but you know, I don't want to make these too long with these all being single reviews, you know. So I think I'll leave it there. If you guys like this review, please hit that thumbs up. Like I said, it takes you literally 1 second to do. If you like the content and you want more content, you know, leaving a thumbs up and leaving a comment always helps. You know, the more comments, the better. The more thumbs up, the better, and the better the channel will do. And then the better the channel does, the more I can put into the channel. So it always helps. It's free to do. And it's just, I mean, if you're already a subscriber, why not give me a thumbs up, you know? If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button if you like the content. I'm going to continue to do more. Like I said, I have the whole wave, so I'm going to try and do one a day. I also have a whole lot of NECA reviews coming this week for Halloween. I'm trying to do like a Halloween-themed week. Some of these guys actually fit right in with the Halloween theme, like this guy and a whole bunch of others. So we'll try to get those in there too. Like I said, I'm going to try and continue to do these once a day. Some might be live, some might not be. I have some that are recorded and some that aren't. So I guess it's kind of a toss-up of which ones. Did I get the wings? You want to see the bone wings? I didn't get the bone wings, no. I can down the line. It's just, you know, I'm trying to save money for some other things, like the Berserkers coming out and a couple other things, you know. There's a few pre-orders that I have, especially for Mythic Legions that are dropping in December that I'm trying to, you know, save up some money for. So, you know, I want to do some more Mythic Legions content. I mean, I've done a couple in the past, but it wasn't a whole lot. So, like, besides doing this wave, I'd like to do some more of this. And then I got to also, you know, get my Joe review. I know there's a lot of Joe content that people like, so I'm going to continue that. I do have a Marauders video that I have planned, so that's all going to come in November, though. So I'm trying to get these pumped out before, you know, the first week of November. But I got a feeling that these are going to be going into November because there's over 40 of them, so it's pretty crazy. But anyway, I digress. I don't want to go on any longer. Like I said, hit the thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications. You got to hit the bell twice until you see parentheses over the bell. That way you'll get all the notifications. If you only hit it once, you'll only get occasional notifications. So hit the bell twice. This way you'll know if I'm going live or if I just uploaded a review. So thank you very much. You guys have been awesome. Thank you for so much support. And thank you to all my new subscribers. I've been getting a lot of new subscribers lately. And thank you so much. I appreciate all the support. You guys are awesome. And that turkey is so deaf, I know. But yeah, you guys have been awesome. Thank you. Enjoy your Sunday. Have a great night. Have a good day tomorrow, whether you're going to school or work. And yeah, I'll see you guys on the flip side.